One of the most hyped up features coming to Minecraft as a part of the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update has got to be the Warden and its biome, the Deep Dark. But in this video everyone, I'm going to be talking about how the new Warden and Deep Dark delay has actually been confirmed by Mojang. So if you're excited for the Warden to make its way into the game, be sure to drop the video a like and subscribe if you're new around here for daily Minecraft videos. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Now, just to begin, if you do not have any idea about the Warden and the Deep Dark, just in case there's any newcomers before we get into it, the Warden is a new mob that has actually been revealed all the way back in 2020 at Minecraft Live that can actually be found in this new biome called the Deep Dark. Now, it's a bit mysterious at the moment. All we really know is that the Deep Dark will contain the Warden, Skulk Growth and Skulk Sensors, along with these mysterious new abandoned mining outposts. And the Warden itself is a very interesting mob because it is one of the only mobs in the game, I believe the only mob, that does not actually see, but it actually feels vibrations around it to locate players and mobs and just to find its way around, which is definitely very interesting. I've saw comments saying that there's already a blind mob in the game, which is the bat, but that is very different because the Warden is actually attracted to like the sound of footsteps and vibrations, so it can actually hunt you down even though it cannot actually see you. Now, because of all this and the uniqueness of the mob and the biome, this has obviously got a lot of people very excited for it. If I ask about 10 people, I bet that about at least 7 of them will say that the feature they are most excited for is the Warden or the Deep Dark. So obviously because of this, a lot of people have been talking about it and a lot of people have been asking me about it. But just yesterday, right now, as of when I'm recording this video, King B Dogs, a developer over at Mojang, actually came out on Twitter and said there have been some questions about the Deep Dark / Warden coming in part 1. I can say they are not coming in part 1 of the Caves and Cliffs. The reason for this is that they have heavily interconnected gameplay mechanics and simply must come as a full package. Now, this is something I suspected quite a while back, ever since the reveal of the split for the Caves and Cliffs update and the delay. I've saw people saying, well, the Warden's still coming, it's a mob, it'll make its way into the game. And even in yesterday's speculation video, I mentioned the Warden and says how I think it still could come in a snapshot, but I really did not know with full certainty. And now King B Dogs has come out and confirmed that it will not be coming in part 1. Now, what does this mean for the Warden and the Deep Dark? If you do not know, it has been confirmed that part 2 of the update, which the Warden and the Deep Dark will be revealed as a part as now, are going to be released in the holiday season. So I guess we can expect to see snapshots a few months before, leading up to December or November if we are very, very lucky. Now, be sure you keep your eyes out over the next few days where I have a video planned about this interconnected gameplay mechanics King B Dogs actually mentioned. But let's continue right now with the tweets. King B Dogs then replied to himself, basically giving a bit of a follow-up saying, I appreciate everyone's patience, and when the Deep Dark and the Warden finally come in the future, I think it will be worth it. Also important to note, there is currently no timeline for when these features will come, but we will keep you up to date as soon as we know more info. Now, that's definitely pretty interesting. Could the Warden and the Deep Dark potentially be postponed like the archaeology system? I think that's unlikely, and I think it will definitely be coming in part 2 of the update. But when I say in part 2, I really do not know if this means like it'll be coming early, like with the snapshots, or if it'll be coming in a later snapshot. We really do not know what King B Dogs means by this, if he potentially means delaying the Warden past part 2, or if he means about the snapshots and when we can expect to see it in a snapshot. But something is for certain, everyone, and this is pretty sad news to hear, but one thing we have to remember is that we need to give Mojang all of the time they need. I've saw some theories, and as I said, I'll be doing a video about this, so keep your eyes open. But I'm going to be doing a video about this interconnected gameplay, and I've saw some people speculating that like the Warden is the Deep Dark and the Deep Dark is the Warden, like they are literally connected and they can like feel through each other, and the Warden actually uses the biome to sense where players are, and some crazy theories like that. But that is just speculation. As I said, I will be doing a video about it. But when I see people getting angry about this delay and getting angry that this has been confirmed, it gets me a bit angry, because we saw what happened with Cyberpunk 2077 and we saw what happened with a bunch of other things in this gaming industry. So when people see the release of Cyberpunk and say, oh, they should have delayed that game, if you do not know, that game turned out to be a complete disaster, a complete flop. And then when it released, people were like, well, they should have delayed it. And now Mojang are actually doing what the community's been saying, and they're delaying these features to make them as good as possible. Players are getting angry, and that confuses me a bit. So just keep it in mind, Mojang is doing this to make it as great as possible for us. They're doing it to make everything work very well. They want to make it as cool as possible. They do not just want the Warden to be another generic Minecraft mob. They want it to be something special, and that is something I can really appreciate. In regards to what King B Dogs finished up with, saying we do not have a date, we'll let you all know soon. If you want to know more about that and hear about that information as we get it, be sure you subscribe down below to the channel with the notification bell turned on so that you get notified as soon as we get information, everyone. I will be sure to keep you all up to date, do not worry a thing about that, everyone. But just to finish up before we go anywhere, everyone, be sure you let me know down below in the comments what you think about this delay. Do you personally find it quite annoying that Mojang have delayed it? Because I definitely understand the argument that Mojang is a massive game studio and it's taken them so long to do an update, but are you also on the side where you feel for Mojang and you understand the struggles of trying to create a huge update for an absolutely huge game? I definitely see both sides here, so be sure you let me know your opinion down below in the comments. If I had to give my thoughts on it, I understand this fully. At first, obviously, I had the initial reaction, the same as everyone. I reacted with emotions rather than with my head. I was like, oh, why am I delaying it? We need this update in the summer. This is what Mojang said. But at the same time, I definitely do appreciate the decision by Mojang. I know that in a few months, when the updates, well, the part 1 is released anyway, we'll look back and say thank you, Mojang, for delaying the update to make it as good as possible. But for right now, people are just a bit blinded by that and they do not really appreciate that. But I definitely do see the bigger picture and what Mojang are really trying to do here. But that is it for this video. As I said, I've got a video coming probably tomorrow or the day after about this interconnected gameplay. So if you're hyped for that, be sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss it. You can also check us out on Twitter and Twitch. There's links to both of those down below in the description. We're actually at nearly 200 followers on Twitch as of when I'm recording this, and I've not done a stream since the very start of the year, so that is pretty incredible, everyone. If you're hyped for the return of streams, be sure to check it out, link in the description. But that's it, thanks for watching and goodbye.